everyone, Ivy League Gaming here, and today we're playing Eternal Evolution. For today, we're going to do another free-to-play series update. This is day 2. We have lots of fun stuff to talk about. I'm going to show my progress, and I'm going to give some beginner tips to help you with your first couple days of playing. Alright, so we're going to dive into my free-to-play series, Episode 2. I'm going to go through my journey of day 1 and give the best advice I can for you guys. The most important beginner tips for the first couple days of play, the first things you should be noticing, and things to do when you get stuck. And there's so many amazing resources that this game gives out for free that you could actually miss out on that could progress your account dramatically very quickly. So first off, I would say let's just talk about the beginning. So the beginning of gameplay, you want to push the story mode until you get stuck. Keep going, it's going to keep telling you to do story, right? So along with that in mind, I actually this is my first stage I got stuck on. You can see these little bats. That was stage 3-9. So when you get to a point where you're like, okay, defeat, that's when you go ahead and go to your heroes, see if you can throw any new gear on the people you're using. If you have purple or higher level gear, level it up. Level up the characters themselves as well if you can that you're using. And it's kind of just the overall, keep pushing. And as you go through the story, you're going to unlock content. And that's a really big thing is as you unlock content, just do it. It's probably going to give you resources that improve your account. And then you go right back to push the story mode. So that is my first tip is push campaign until you get stuck. When you get stuck, that's when you go back and check, see what you got. Maybe you can do some summons and get some new heroes to higher evolve your heroes and use others as food. Maybe you can level up your heroes. Maybe you can add and level gear. That's really the biggest thing. If you get really hard stuck, you could for the day and you feel like you've done everything you possibly can, you also can go ahead and use those 2-hour resource refills if that helps you level up your characters even more to help you maybe push a little more content. So that is tip number 1. Push campaign until you're stuck. The other tip I'm going to give, is number 1, promo codes, but this kind of goes along with it. This mailbox had a red dot on it. Everybody is getting a free Artos still with pre-registration rewards, as well as just this free gear. The purple box there, and the advanced summoning tickets, diamonds, and a rare hero. Free stuff, right? So just because we get a free Artos doesn't mean he's the end-all be-all, guys. There's plenty of other heroes to use. So, and personally, Artos is not going to be in my wish list. He's just not there. If you get lucky and you can get some better tanks early on and then better AoE damage dealers, that's going to push you so much further than just using Artos. But I'm not going to forget about him. I probably will try to use them in this series, and I'll use them when I have to, which I do end up having to. But I'm going to keep going through my images here and go through some tips as we go along. So this is what happened. So I entered all the known promo codes that I could find, tested things out, and we actually got quite a bit of resources. This doesn't show my diamonds, but I had quite a lot. We had, look at 24 advanced summoning tickets right away. Some resources that can be saved. I am going to save the 2, 4, and 8, 12, and 24 hour resource packs for when I get stuck only, and trying to use the little ones as I go, because those increase value as you go along with your patrol rewards. So that's a big part of it as well. But then we got the free Artos, that was great, and slowly started to unlock content. So one thing I will also say is go ahead, use your diamonds and your advanced tickets, at least the first day or 2. I'm able to push really far in the grand ceremony, honestly. Just by doing that, plus you're going to need food to get your heroes better. So I do think it's okay to pull your advanced and waste your diamonds, so to speak, on summons the first day or 2. Maybe the first week if you're playing very slowly. If you're like me, honestly, I might stop pulling my advanced already or maybe one more day of getting advanced and pulling them. Because I'm super far into the grand ceremony. I don't think I'm gonna have trouble at all maxing it out. And I'm even one day behind on this server. So I started the server yesterday when it was new, but it was, I think, one day old already. So I'm one day behind everybody else in grand ceremony, which can actually make a big difference. So I went ahead and I pulled. So my first 10 pull, as you can see, you're guaranteed an elite hero. That's quite generous as well. You're guaranteed an elite hero within X amount of summons. It's like 20, whatever, 21. 10 more summons guarantee an elite. So your first 10 pull, my first 10 pull got me an elite. Boom, I got Taylor right away. I feel like this might be rigged because then this popped up. And I don't know if Taylor is the only answer. Let me know in the comments below, guys. Did you get a recruit trial for only Taylor, or are there other recruit trials depending on which epic you get as one of your first pulls? So obviously the game gave me Oisa and Karma as my, and then we got Artas from the pre-registration. But my first pull after the fact was Taylor, and that's what triggered this. So this is really cool. This did not exist when I first started playing back in July and restarted again in August. This was not here. So it's kind of like a level up event just for Taylor. So as you progress your Taylor, you unlock him. I don't know if this is, to be fair, this could just be whenever you get a Taylor, you get this. It might not have to be your first summon. It could just be whenever you pull your first Taylor that triggers this event. Because Taylor's really good, and I like that they're encouraging people to actually work with him. You could see, reach level 30, put on 4 pieces of elite gear, kill enemies in the soul mine. Really good resources down there just for working with Taylor. So I really like that they added this event as well. Pretty freaking cool. But all right, let's see. So this, oh yeah, that was from the chest. I didn't even realize. And then there was this. So they did prompt me to go to the soul mine with Taylor, so I did. We unlocked it, we went there, and boom. They are giving out a free Lirin. And with the soul rubelite mine instance here, you can actually just keep going until you get stuck. So besides just pushing your campaign, it's also really good to push the soul rubelite mine as well, because if you get to level 30 the first day, which is really easy, honestly, I had no trouble whatsoever. If you get there the first day, you get a free Lirin. And healers are really important in this game. So if you're deciding not to spend and you don't get that free Serena from any recharge amount, Lirin is going to be your friend for a while until you can get your Serena, get her going. Or you somehow can get Boda or Masrani from an event if they ever change it or something. But really, you're gonna need Lirin. Lirin and Serena I used to push a lot of content early on together. So don't underestimate Lirin, even though he is probably considered the worst healer in the game still. You're gonna use him. So this is really cool that they have this kind of advance to get Lirin, and it kind of prompts you to actually do the content. So all right, I had some more summons, so I'm gonna show you guys all my summons I did along the way as well. And I got an Ornn. Of course, I start to get like the lowest tier level heroes that I could possibly get. But honestly, when it's early game, you're gonna use whoever you have the most copies of. Like, if you have 5 copies of Ornn and 1 copy of Omar, like Ornn's gonna be better than Omar. Just because you're higher evolution, higher stats, the gear's gonna do more. Percentages are gonna mean more. So use who you got. And eventually, as you progress, you'll notice some of the lower tier characters will fall off the radar. You might use them for Faction Abyss, then eventually you won't, because other people are just going to do more damage or provide more survivability. So let's keep rolling here. I did end up very quickly with a bunch of advanced summoning tickets. A lot of this was from the promo codes. So that is one of the biggest tips, like promo codes. I know I mentioned it, but use every promo code you can find as soon as you can. It gives you so many resources, whether it be gear or leveling up materials or summoning tickets. Like, that is huge for an account to get so much early. I actually just did a video for the patch notes earlier today. The patch notes video also includes me testing every single promo code I could find. And I had a lot work on this account, guys. A lot of them worked. So if you haven't already done that in a while, or you just want to make sure you didn't miss any promo codes, go check out my patch notes video from today. And you can, I go through pretty slowly so you could go with me and type them in, enter, type them in, enter. I kind of tried to play it that way so people could do it as they watch the video. And hopefully it helps you guys get some free stuff. But all right, 30 advance tickets. Oh, my wish list. I forgot to show my wish list, but I will do that when I actually get into the game versus the screenshots. But I did choose to use my wish list for now. I know on Aruda, I made a video about this. On Aruda, if you put in triple or not other heroes in your wish list, you lower your chances of actually getting on Aruda, but which is the only triple S hero you can get from an advanced ticket. But getting your Taylor maxed out, Sorietta, Serena, even Omar. I don't even know. Falvia is when I put Botmark, Oak, Boar. Getting those characters maxed out, like to at least to immortal level, getting dupes of them is gonna get you farther early on than just getting a copy or two of Anaruda. They're good crowd control and all, but you'd rather really secure some strong damage dealers, and you want your damage dealers to be as highly evolved as you can. So I went ahead in my wish list and I put Taylor, Falvia, Serena. I think I put Nagrama or Kane as actually one of them, because I don't know if I'm going to get them from a Rise of Heroes event anytime soon. I can't remember which one I put. And then I think I also put Sorietta? Or no, it must have been Ochre Boar. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I can't remember all mine, but there's some top tier epics, and I really wanted Falvia. I just think she's really good. And I think I got lucky. But I ended up getting Randall first. Of course, not a wish list. Second pull, I got another Omar. Omar is actually one you get copies of pretty early from the stages. So while pushing through the content, you're going to see the stages. And Omar is going to be a hero you get for free. So a dupe of him is great. We need dupes in this game. And we got her. We got Fulvia. She was on my wish list, and we got her. So she's the one I actually am hoping to get the most copies of to try to use and see how I can max her out. I kind of want her to be the star of the show if I can, just so it's something a little bit different, at least as far as non-Triple S heroes go. But Taylor will steal the show because he's amazing, I'm sure. And even Omar has great AoE damage. So depending on how highly evolved I can get my Falvia, I think the others might steal the show from her for a little while. I did take a look at the rewards here. Oh, that's done. We'll come back to Grand Ceremony later. So, all right, I had some more diamonds and basic summons. So we went ahead and did the basics here. Got to get some non-pulls, but that's okay. That's all food. And this guy here, even though it's purple, it doesn't mean he's good to use. In this game, you're only going to use the heroes that start out as purple, but this doesn't mean starting out as purple. That is the gallery, which I'll show you guys after. And I'll probably do a separate video dedicated on food and leveling and whatnot as well. And of course, I have to get another Karma. They just really want me to play him, apparently. And then, of course, some more just food pulls. We did get some more shards by pushing content, so boom. And we got a food item. He is a food. You'll see he's blue if you look in the gallery. And then we did unlock Set Sail Bosmina. I love this. This is really great reward. You can see at the bottom we get some diamonds and summoning tickets. That's all going to help us just get fodder and improve our heroes the first few days, first 8 days to be fair. Had no trouble at all completing all of Set Sail Bosmina on day 1. Very, very easy and good to progress the account. So I did end up pushing some more story and such. Got some more diamonds again, and boom, there we go. Another freaking Karma. They just really want me to play him. I actually took all my gear off him and was like, no, I'm using Falvia. But I've gotten so many copies of him, I'm just going to have to end up using him, let's be honest. And then I got another set of advanced as well, so we went ahead and pulled that, and another food. But again, that's fine. We need fodder to level up our heroes in between. It like alternates. Like a lot of these type of games, you'll have to get a dupe of the actual hero, and then a dupe of this, or then a hero of the same faction, then a dupe of the actual hero, then a hero of the same faction. It kind of takes that pattern until immortal level. And I did actually get enough to go into the data exchange with basic, and I actually got Liren. With Liren, I chose Liren out of the heroes here. There's not many amazing heroes here in this basic exchange, and the ones that are a little bit better are more expensive. But I chose Liren because I know I'm getting a copy of Liren from the Soul Rubelite just by getting to level 30. I'd rather get a dupe of someone to make them better than just get one of everybody. It's not as helpful. You really want dupes in this game. You'd rather get a core team of like 5 heroes that are very strong than get 20 heroes that can barely do anything. And that's what we did. We pushed the Soul Rubelite after I got that, and I got my dupe. I got my Liren. So Soul Rubelite does give a lot of rewards. I think that's where these ones came from. And I was able to get another Randall. And the other one was just a basic. And speaking of basic, we had some more basics and enough diamonds for some more pulls. So I went ahead and did those. Just a bunch of meh. And then another freaking card. Like, how many of one character can you get the first day? Rigged. Whew. Okay, so this was kind of the ending of the day. But then I did a little bit more, and I'll show you guys what I did, and I will quickly go through some final beginner tips. I'm gonna open up the game properly and go through a couple more beginner tips. But this was one of my last screenshots of the day. I did get my CP is 45,000. Oh my god, it's so funny. I think it ended up at 48,000. I did stop at chapter 6-15 for story. Not too bad, right? And then I did realize I had enough for another summon, so I pulled it and we got an oak. So I have oak and Oysa for tanks, which is great. They both provide a little bit of crowd control as well, which is huge for progression and any sort of wave content. So I'm happy. I'll definitely be building oak. So all right, let's go actually into the game, and I'm going to point out a few more beginner tips, and we'll leave it at that for the day. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go over my 10 tips for you guys. And we kind of already touched on a lot of them. Like I said, as I went along, we kind of ended up touching on a lot of them. But I'm going to go kind of reiterate some of them and give a good summary for what I've experienced and learned from day one. So first off, well, I should say, even before talking about promo codes, when you join the game, join the most recent server you possibly can. Hopefully at worst it's no more than 1 day old, but if you really want to maximize your potential at being in the top, especially if you're super competitive, and especially in the grand ceremony event, the rewards are really good. You want to make sure you start on day 1 of a new server popping. So if you're thinking about playing this game, you're like, maybe I'll start tomorrow, I'll save some time tomorrow, I'll make sure I can grind for a few hours and really push it and have some fun, I'll start tomorrow. Check what server is there now. Like, okay, it's 104. Does tomorrow have 105 open? If not, maybe wait another day if you can. See when 105 pops. Like, I just went in and it was 104 just because I wanted to check something. I didn't actually intend to start yesterday, but I went ahead and started yesterday anyway. But that's tip number 1, start on a current server. The best, newest server you can to be able to compete with the others. Tip number 2, use all working promo codes ASAP. As I mentioned, I already put a video out. You put those in here. Gift code is in your settings. Use all the promo codes. Go check my patch notes and promo code video that I put out today. Same day as this video, at least, if you're watching this later. Go check that out to test all the codes. And they do have some temporary ones that come and go and expire, but all the ones that I tested were pretty old except for one, and they still work. So lots of fun free stuff. Tip number 2, wait until the end of the day to claim your fast patrol. So fast patrol is tied with your idle RPG aspect, right? And this is tied with how far you make it in a story. So if you know you're not done for the day with your grind, like I'm just starting. This is just me opening it from yesterday. So I ended up with 52,000. Woohoo, PP, CP. Don't collect your fast patrol Yet. The exception is you'll want to collect it once when you get to it in the stage. So these stage mode, you're going to want to, that's tip number 3, follow the stage missions. Stage missions are kind of like your progress missions in Raid Shadow Legends, blah, or your campaign quests in Infinite Magic Raid. These help you progress your account and do the right things and unlock content. So tip number 4, I said push campaign until you're stuck. We talked about that. Do some summons, do some leveling, do whatever you can to advance your account and advance your heroes once you get stuck, and then continue onward. And that also does include pushing the soul mine. Tip number 5, you push the soul mine at least to level 30 so you can get that free Lirin. Of course, I'm talking about the basic soul mine here. You will just have this basic soul mine until you get to the end. And then after that, you will eventually unlock, I can't remember exactly, where you unlock the faction abysses, where then you'll have separate soul mines for each faction. But at first, it's just one basic soul mine. You just keep pushing until you can't push anymore. And use your hero shards you get as food, guys, in your bag. There's no reason to save these. Use them. Now, these ones, the hero shards where you get to choose, I would say save these, though. Pull your epics as you get them, too. That's exciting. That's all food. There's no reason to save those either. But these, the ones you can select, whether it be from shards or just from items, there's some cards you'll get as well. These ones you want to use for specific heroes that you're working on. So, like, if I'm working on Falvia and I need some food for her, that's where I'm going to go ahead and be like, okay, I know I need food to get Falvia higher. Let me grab the one for Falvia. So that's where you want to kind of be smart with these ones. So be careful with those. Also, there's no reason to, at the beginning, to level up more than 5 heroes. Pick a 5. You get a new hero, add them in the mix, pick a 5. Pick 5 heroes to level up. Don't keep throwing materials in 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 heroes, because this game has inheritance. So let's say I had Karma, right? I didn't want to use him anymore, so you know what? I went in here, I reset. Let's say I got, okay, I have Oysa, or I got Oak. So maybe I want Oak to be my number 1 focus instead. So I'm going to choose to get rid of Ornn as someone who's a focus for my leveling. Or Omar. So you can actually reset, get all your resources back, and then put resources into someone else. And you always want to make sure your 5 best heroes on your account are the ones you're pushing up, at least the first 2 or 3 that you know you want to level, because you can only affect their levels of so many. You know, like you have 5 people, and then inheritance comes. This opened very easily the first day. You put in everybody else, and everyone else is the level of your lowest hero of your top 5. So you don't need to level more than 5 heroes. Simple enough, right? Simple enough. Level 5 heroes, and if there's someone better, like if I want Oak to be someone I level up, maybe instead of Oysa, I want to make Oak my top tier, probably do actually, make Oak my top tier tank. I probably will take out Oysa. I will reset her. You know what? Let's do it. Let's reset Oysa. Boom. Now we have everyone goes to level 1 because you reset them, and there's not 5 people at a higher level. So we want to level him up. Oh, that's what you have to do first. If you're changing who you're leveling, remove him. Put in the person that you just reset. I could do that after. She's still technically in there. So this is the kind of the steps. It's good that I did that. I could show you guys. So level 60. Okay, that's a little high. Let's not make him 60. Let's just make him 40. I want to save the materials for my damage dealer to get higher level first. Not my tank quite yet. All right, so let's get him to 40. Perfect. He's 40. Okay. So I'm just gonna equip all, but don't be careful with this. You want HP. This is actually good because these are the gear that was on Oysa, so I knew it was gonna be good. But don't just automatically equip. It actually does very, very, very bad things and it makes terrible decisions. It will make terrible decisions. But I knew this was gonna take my gear from Oysa, so it's okay. HP, damage reduction, already off to a good start for my tank. I'm also gonna go right ahead and boom. I am going to give him his first couple talents because I have enough. And then, okay, poor Oysa, she has no love. Let me go ahead and throw some random ass gear back on her just so she has something for now. And then we also need to put her into the other inheritance. So let's go ahead and throw Oysa in there. Boom. Now she's going to be level 40 just like everybody else. So that's kind of the routine for resetting someone. Oh goodness. So there's so much to do, and this video is really long, and I understand that, but I still want to show my progress every day and give beginner tips, so I hope you guys don't mind. This will kind of be some chill meets educational depending on the day. We might just be super chill showing you what's going on, or we might be focused heavily on advice. And there's a lot to talk about for the first couple of days of grinding. So let's end this video with some dopamine. Oh, hey, before I do that, look at all that. Day 2 done already. I did all my day 2 rewards, or all my day 2 stuff yesterday. But we have Gemuzzo's bell, guys. So what I want to show you, actually, grand ceremony. Yesterday, I wrote notes down. My progress is I ended up, I was rank 51 yesterday. I'm unranked now because people are grinding again, but I was ranked 51 yesterday. And look how far I made it for day 1. Just by doing summons and pushing content, that's it. So I think it's really easy to max this out. But sadly, we don't have the guarantee. But hey, we got what we got, so let's see if we can get lucky. All these things I gotta clear later. All right, oop, I keep clicking the wrong one, sorry. I really should have found a way to make this video shorter, I'm sorry, but there's so much to talk about, and besides showing you what I did the first day, talking about the important beginner tips and progression is just, it's a long conversation. So this was a more detailed video today, and we're gonna end with some dopamine. Let's go. All right, 11 pulls. 11, guys. Let's do the 3 max. I hope that's okay. I wonder if the RNG is any different. I have heard everyone lands on the same one. Maybe it's better to do them separately. I've had multiple people tell me they got Luke and Ravenna. This is rigged. I don't like this. Let's do one at a time. Someone said the needles never landed on the same thing more than once. So it seems like they give you one of everything. No, I already see that's not true. I got that already. It's weird that all 3 landed on the same twice, though. I feel like I hurt myself. But I mean, I can't complain about tickets. Oh, okay. This is good. You actually can see what you get. All right, so it looks like I did not get Ravenna or Luke or the Divine Prototype yet, but we'll have more, right? I hope. I've had multiple people tell me they did get Luke and Ravenna, so this is a weird bit of dopamine, a weird bit of like encouraging rerolling, which I don't like. I don't think this game needs it, but I think it's where I'm just gonna play through whatever happens. I'd rather play the game that way and not stress out. And I don't want to waste my time playing for a while just to get the things and then say I'm gonna reroll. That's just too much time invested. And who knows, maybe I'll still get a chance. I really wish I didn't do the 3 at once, though. It was kind of weird. Maybe the 3 at once is cursed. But, yep, nothing for me yet. We got 3 of those. We did get 3 tickets. All right, this is cool. This is cool. I like it. Sort of. Kind of. Wish I could just get the Ravenna guaranteed at the end, though. But I really want Luke, honestly, more so. So maybe I'll get lucky. And I will show you guys what I get next. Yeah, in the next video. So stay tuned. I will be live tonight. I might try to play with this account live tonight on Twitch. So hang out with me later. I'm doing an account giveaway for Infinite Magic Raid, and then I'll be playing Eternal Evolution. So see you guys then.